That's why, incidentally, if you're interested in doing some background reading, one very rewarding book that's also in the bibliography is a book by Alfred Edersheim called The Temple, Its Ministry and Services. Now, the temple is not the tabernacle, don't get them confused, but of course the temple worship was patterned after the tabernacle worship. Edersheim's book is one of many he's written. He's a very interesting guy because he was a fully ordained, authorized rabbi, very intimate and a scholar of the old ways. But he became a Christian. In fact, he became a very prominent Episcopal bishop many years ago. But as such, he has a very interesting perspective because being a Christian, being sensitive, on the one hand, knowing the Old Testament roots and procedures, his book is full of details on how they did these various observances and how they point to Jesus Christ. Very, very fun book. He's famous for many things. He's also famous because they had a very prominent, I think it was in New York or Washington, some big prominent affair where he was officiating. And everybody assumed, because he was an Episcopal bishop, that he was no longer a Jew. And that's wrong. Just like you as a Gentile do not have to become a Jew to become a Christian, don't expect a Jew who becomes a Christian to be not a Jew any longer. And he taught them all a lesson, because as he asked them to say the blessing on the food, they happened to be serving ham. And so he got up to the microphone and he says, God, if you can take that which was cursed under the Old Testament and bless it under the New, bless this pig, amen. And then he left the room without eating to make the point that he's still a Jew, and that was an offense. Someone should have had a little more sensitivity. Interesting. I'm not saying he's right, it's just interesting. But it's a point that you know, it's sort of reversal of Peter and Acts and so forth. Anyway, no, it's something, you know, we as Christians need to be sensitive. You know, we're guilty of all kinds of interesting presumptions. But let's keep moving on. If we